Okay, we are recording. We're live, episode 16. Everyone is a DJ. Hope you guys listening, watching on YouTube, listening on Spotify. Well, you can actually watch us on Spotify as well. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Thank you for tuning in. Please do follow us on Instagram. We are clipping a lot of our podcasts and our conversations on there, so you can get snapshots of this podcast on there. So please follow. And yeah, we're back. New episode. My name is Manu. We got Wesley G. What's up, bro?
What's good, man? I feel like we're getting into a good rhythm now with these podcasts, bro. Good feedback, guys at home. Thank you for listening and all your comments, engaging, especially on Instagram, means a lot. Keep it up. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm saying, like, the clip we posted yesterday about the disco indie dance house conversation. Lots of comments in there. Lots of comments. How did you? Yeah, what was your reaction?
I think you know what it's really good to see. I mean, somebody who's been like an Afro house fanatic purist, for the longest time now. To see people come in and really defend our scene was great to see. I mean, Aluku getting involved as well. Love that. But I think people, were also misunderstanding the conversation at times as well, right? It's like, it's not that, things are literal. It's that things are changing, right? And, but it's good to see that, the fans are here to stay in Afro House. But yeah, what about you? What do you think?
I think a lot of people think that we are Afro House newbies. Listen, I think we are. Like, I mean, I started listening to Afro House, man, like properly, let's say 2017, 2018.
Yeah, about the same for me. Maybe a little bit earlier, but not by much.
Not even 10 years. I mean, I started DJing. Do you know what? I mean, I started listening to SA Deep House. That's like 2016. And then from there, I was like, okay, I need something that's a bit harder. Then you get into that Black Coffee, those compilations, Ibiza compilations. I think it was Sonar. There was a compilation from Coffee that was like a Sonar 25. I had a lot of Eno Napa tracks in there, Kasusa, et cetera, et cetera. So that's when I really got into it.
Yeah.
But, Afro House by that time was 10 years old, if not more, right? So, we should probably get some OGs on this podcast, the likes of Bodhisattva, the likes of Shimza, Heavy K. One day, hopefully, we can get Black Coffee. But I think a lot of people need to understand the history of the sound, even us. There's definitely things that we can educate ourselves on. That being said, you cannot dispute the fact that the hype around Afro House was a lot bigger and hotter a year ago, 2 years ago versus now. Like, that's just facts. Like, the demos we're getting, the songs that the bigger DJs are playing. Not to say that Afro House, the value of Afro House is based on who plays it, but that counts towards it, right? It counts towards it. But I think that conversation that we had was more to say it's not as hot as a year ago, 2 years ago, but it's still hot.
Yeah, like it's interesting, man, because you say like, oh, we're Afro House newbies, which again we are relatively, but that means like more or less we've been, fans of the sound for like pretty much 10 years now. But there's a whole history behind us that we missed.
Right.
And, on that topic of like, Afro houses came and went, especially, on the European and North American side. And that's only been like, a couple years at most, right? So there's all kinds of history and all kinds of fans that, are engaging. And that's kind of what I saw on our last post from yesterday.
I love it though. I think it's a conversation that never ends. It's a great conversation, and it's an emotional conversation for a lot of people that, they want to get into it. They want to share their views. They want to understand what it's happening. But, we're here. We're doing this podcast to continue to elevate Afro House, to continue to elevate sounds that come out of Afro House. We're not here to kind of jump on waves and ride the wave and leave Afro House if other sounds get hotter and genre hop. Now, we're here to represent the sound in a good way, but also we're here to tell it like it is. And if we need to call people out, we're gonna call people out. If you guys want to call us out, please do it. We mean well and we look after people, and it comes from a good place. But these are conversations. Don't take this as law and as the Bible. We're not perfect. No one's perfect, but we have a good track record and we have kind of credibility in the space to do this podcast and share our views, right? So it's important we say that. It's important that we say that.
Absolutely, man. I mean, the whole point of this thing is just, you and I have been talking about it for years. It's just the scene in general just needs more conversation, right? And that's not only just between you and I, it's everyone listening at home. So when you guys are, letting us know your thoughts, fact checking us, all those kind of things, like it's what the scene needs as a whole, right? So keep doing your thing, guys. We appreciate it.
Clear your voice, bro. Clear your voice, man. Clear it.
Man, it's because, the weather here is like, it's going up and down. It's warm, it's cold, it's warm, it's cold. It's just messing with me, bro.
Honestly, yesterday I was shooting some content in St. James Park here in London with some models, right? So we're walking around and there's like pollen and shit everywhere, and like I start coughing. And then after I cough, the next word that comes out of my mouth is like it was like high pitch. My voice was like, and they were like, "What the fuck is this?" I've got a deep voice, and then like I was coughing, and then like I could still feel it in my throat. And the next word was like, you know what I mean? They were just like, "What's this guy doing?" I feel your pain, man. I feel your pain. Okay, let's get into it. I think New Music Friday. Listen, it's a cool topic. I think most of the people that listen to our podcast are updated on new music that comes out and what's hot at the moment. From last week, I've got to say my favorite release was probably our own. I would say Bad Boy. Bad Boy, Argento Das and Eudora. It's a banger. Yeah. I know Shims has been playing that one a lot. I just got a video of him playing it in Mexico. But that track, super strong. Yeah. What did you like from last week?
Look, I think there were actually quite a lot of pretty good releases across our scene. I mean, I have to give a shout out to Vanko and Dila. Repeat.
Tough one.
Banger, man. Banger. It's good to see Vanko back in time for summer as well. And then, some of my favorite names dropped as well. Jeff dropped on Kazukuta, track called Y3. And then my boy Braith and the boys Kasusa, Dogs at the Door on Deep Root, man. Big tune.
Tough track.
Big tune, yeah.
That's a tough track. Yeah. Yeah, listen, I think every Friday there's a good level of quality releases,
Yeah.
It used to be that some Fridays is quite slow and then other Fridays it's a bit better, but I think that balance now has kind of evened out, which is good to see. This Friday, what are we dropping this Friday on Club?
Good question, my friend. What do we got?
This Manko. We're dropping Manko, a duo from Germany, Berlin. And yeah, I've been trying to sign them for quite some time. I'm a big fan of them. I think they have a Rampa remix one of their tracks.
Yeah.
They're solid producers. So yeah, good to see this level of producers coming on Club Record. And this track is what genre is this? I wouldn't say it's melodic. It's like deep, deep techno, but like with a nice kind of softer vibe, right?
Yeah, you're putting me on the spot there, man. I don't know if you can put it into one because it's got elements from different genres, but yeah, maybe a little bit melodic techno, progressive, with some Afro house elements sprinkled in here and there.
Yeah, good. I mean, you guys know this. We release music every single Friday. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can obviously go on our video library and see the amount of videos that we put out. But yeah, guys, thanks for your support so far. Let's get into the first topic. I think the first conversation I want to have is about Black Coffee's interview with David Guetta, which most people have watched and commented on. I thought it was a a good conversation. I would have liked to hear more from David Guetta's perspective, because you start watching it and you realize that Black Coffee is the one being interviewed, right? So
Yeah.
I would have liked for a more kind of two-sided conversation and hear more of David Guetta's background, upbringing, things that he's also dealing with. Because I mean, as Afro House fans, we know of Black Coffee and what he's been through.
Yeah.
But from the things that you've seen from the interview, what was your kind of reaction?
Look, it's always, as I kind of mentioned before, it's always nice to hear like, the real thoughts of, people like a Black Coffee, or actually anyone who's, participating in the scene, rather than just, the same old content of them playing at a club and, that goes viral. And it's been the same for years and years now. So I think seeing that more raw and just, I guess, truthful side of what goes on day to day, as somebody of that caliber is super refreshing, right? Like, I've always viewed Black Coffee as an absolute superstar, but when you have these kind of moments, you're reminded that, they're all human, we're all the same, we all go through shit together. So I thought, there really needs to be more of that for sure, right? How about you?
Or those conversations. I mean, I always think if I ever get to that level, which everyone's striving to get to a certain level of success, but I think it's always good to not do too many interviews. You don't want to do too many interviews because then you're too accessible, but also that mystery element goes away. So it's intentional. It's a business decision. It's strategy, and it makes sense. So I do like how maybe twice a year we hear from Black Coffee. I mean, the interviews that come to mind that I've watched of him, where when he went on Stephen Bartlett's podcast, when he went on Mac G, this one. What else? What other interviews did he do recently?
I don't think there's really been any recently, but you know what? Something I've noticed about Black Coffee is that I think he's started to take the social media game a little bit more seriously than he has before. Even just the engagement online. I'm sure it's not him, either it's his lady or someone else is running that for him, but just seeing what he reposts on his story, posting more consistently on his feed, I think his team as a whole is really kind of stepping into that, because we're seeing success with the likes of Shimza, Major League DJs, those kind of guys who really prioritize their social media over the last few years and what it's done for their career, right?
So I think he doesn't. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, if I were to guess, does he have a videographer or no? I don't think he does.
No, he doesn't, or at least he hasn't until now, right? He was posting really infrequently, tagging him in his stories, those kinds of things. You wouldn't really get a repost at all, and not just from my side, all the big pages, kind of across the scene. But now I'm starting to see he's engaging more, he's reposting more on stories and stuff like that, and I think there's been a strategic shift from his team to prioritize, being more present online, let's say. So, long story short, I think we'll probably start to see more interviews and kind of things like that as time goes on.
That's interesting. It's a good point. I mean, the end of the interview, when they were talking about upcoming music, and Black Coffee was saying he's ready for his Titanium moment. Obviously, he's speaking to David Guetta in Titanium.
Yeah.
Massive track, amazing track. So he's like, I want to get that level of production out. And he also mentioned an album. So yeah, it looks like music is coming, is going to be in the studio. He's going to put out kind of heavy tracks and have a lot of attention around music production.
Yeah.
With that, I am expecting a lot of kind of, because, if you look at his Spotify, for example, right? 2 million monthly listeners right now. Right?
Yeah.
And then you have other guys in our space, and listen, Spotify numbers, you do that as you wish. Like, you take that as you wish. But people are competitive, man. I think people do look at that and they're like, okay, I'm on 2 million. These guys are on 5, 6, 7, 10, 11. You gotta get these numbers up. So,
but when was Subconsciously released? I mean, that's been a while now, right? So I think to
21,
stay,
22.
yeah. So like, I mean, it's been a few years. So to stay at that level, 2 million, I think is pretty impressive. But if he was releasing music more consistently, those numbers would tick up naturally. That's just the game these days, right? But I'm wondering how, like, subconsciously for me was like more of a body of work, not necessarily like club ready or party ready tracks. It was more easy listening, radio, that kind
I
of
mean,
audience.
that's the Grammy run, right?
That's the Grammy one, yeah.
Yeah, so he was saying in the interview that he made conscious decisions of not including any, vernac, any kind of African language in it because he didn't want that to affect where they would put or categorize the album and how that would affect the kind of overall product.
Yeah. World
So yeah,
music.
exactly. So he was very intentional with that and those productions. But he also mentioned, when it comes to awards and things like that, events, if he's nominated for like Afro House DJ of the Year, he doesn't like that. He's just like, no, I want to be DJ of the Year, or I want to be
Yeah.
in categories where DJs are just nominated for, which makes a lot of sense. So
Yeah.
that perspective really impacts a lot of his decision making, which I think you kind of have to when you get to a certain level. And I've had this conversation with a lot of DJs, man. The likes of people that I can't name, but they tell me I don't want to be known as an Afro DJ anymore.
Yeah.
I just want to DJ. People might not like it, but if I want to grow as a DJ, if I want to grow my career, if I want to play in front of bigger crowds and bigger stages,
Yeah.
you've got to kind of diversify. That's the game.
It is the game. And I mean, I think as well, it's like, as a DJ, right? Like you want to be able to play different kinds of music, right? Depending on the crowd, depending on location, all those kind of things, right? But if you're only able to play one kind of sound, it really limits your creativity, just as a performer, and also, how you're personified, from the audience itself. So totally get that.
Yeah, I mean, I get texts all the time, DJs in Africa, right? And they'll text me to say, okay, I'm switching my sound now.
Yeah.
What should I be doing? I want to, maybe Club Record can help me out and I can start, with a release with you guys and go from there. So whether you like it or not, it is something that almost all DJs think about. It's like, okay, how can I be touring like Shimza? How can I be touring like Kasango? How can I be touring like these other guys? What sound do I need to be making?
Yeah.
And listen, it's part of the game, bro. It's part of the game. You've got to understand different markets, study different markets, charts. I know, we talk shit about Beatport, but study Beatport. There is information in Beatport charts that you can kind of dissect, analyze, and use that to kind of make some decisions on your productions, et cetera, et cetera. So it's yeah, there's a lot that goes into it.
I think one of the moments during the interview as well that stood out for me was, when they were talking about how cell phones have changed club culture. And the reason I mention that is because it's something we see on social media all the time, right? Different artists trying a no phones policy party, which never really works out, if we're being honest. From your perspective, how do you think this culture of like bringing up your phone at every moment has kind of changed how we consume live performance?
I don't really care, honestly, bro. I think it's different generation. I don't think we can fault this generation for being on their phone.
Yeah.
They're on their phone anyway outside of the club.
Yeah.
So how do we expect them not to be on their phone in the club? Like it's understand if you want people to dance and live in the moment and enjoy it, fine. But for those big moments, those big tracks, someone's gonna have their phone out. And people need that content anyway. Like we're a record label, we're always looking for content. DJs need content. Content is such a big part of this industry. So we need those phones in there. We need people to capture those moments. It's almost like impossible to say, how do you manage that and how do you tell people how to act. Like it's I don't even know where to start, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, I feel like if you do take that hard stance of no phones today, fine. But to kind of have that with a broad paintbrush on every single event, that's tough.
I think I mean, one thing like I've started doing recently is that when I'm in like a moment, not just, when I'm, at an event or something like that, but just generally out in the world doing my thing, naturally, like something cool is going on or there's a beautiful view. And the first thing you want to do is take your phone out and get a moment, right? But I've tried to start recently, make a conscious decision not to do that anymore and just try to be more in the moment and present. And I mean, the reality is, if I want a picture, if I want a video, I can probably ask somebody that I'm with because they've got their phone out anyway, right? And I actually haven't once ever asked for it, because a lot of these moments that you record, like personally, maybe some people do, but I never go back and watch it, or it's just a habit. You take your phone out and you're like, yeah, maybe you watch it once or twice the day after, and then it just sits in your photo library for forever, right?
Everyone's different though, some people just capture that moment and then post it on Instagram, right? And they'll do their weekly carousel or their monthly carousel, whatever.
Yeah, attention.
Yeah, I stay away from judging people, but yeah, listen, you have those ridiculous moments like your kind of music at High a few years ago, right? Everyone had their
Yeah.
phone now, and everyone talks about that viral moment, which yeah, people were like, oh, is this the Matrix? Like, I don't know, man.
I don't
Like
know.
kind of music at that point where I've never seen anything like it in terms of like the hype and how crazy people were going for them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I get it. I get it. It's a tough one, man. But I think as a DJ, and David Guetta was saying this as well, he was like, what I try and do is play big tracks at the beginning so they get their phone moment. And then the rest of the kind of set is built towards like more of a journey and
Yeah.
ensuring that they're in the moment and enjoying it and really feeling the music. So yeah, there's ways as a DJ that you can kind of structure and make sure that, all right, they're gonna know this track. Here's your moment. I'm gonna play Matinsani now.
Yeah.
Fine. Video record, and then you go into kind of more underground stuff. It's impossible to police, bro. It's impossible unless you say no phones today.
Yeah. Again, like it just like everything in moderation, right? I think like phones are fine, but don't have it out the whole time. I mean, and I agree with that. Like, put your phone away. I think that's what Coffee was saying as well. Is like, it's fine, record a moment, do your thing, but then put your phone away and just live, enjoy the sound.
I mean, Coffee was also saying like there's two sides to it, right? You got the ones that are always on their phone and capturing every moment, but then the people that are criticizing
Yeah.
people on their phones are using their phone to criticize.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah, man, I stay away from that. Obviously, I think the conversation here is not really about you being on your phone. It's about the people that are partying.
Yeah.
Are they there? Are they there to party? Are they there for the music? Are they there to be seen? Right? What
Yeah.
is the reason why they're there? I think that's the root of that emotion for me. It's not really about why you're on your phone. It's just like
Why
these
are you
people are
here?
just here to be seen. There's just influences. It's just like that.
I mean, I actually saw a clip yesterday, and like Dead Mouse was talking about like a very similar kind of conversation, and his thing was, do you come to a Dead Mouse show to really enjoy the production and witness live with good speakers, visuals, all of that, to kind of appreciate the amount of hard work and production you put into creating a certain song and hearing that live, right? Or are you just there because you're there to party, or you're there to take a few videos? And he said basically, he's like, if you are, he's like, just put the he was like, if you're not that kind of fan, don't come to my shows, just listen to my music at home and stay away from me, basically. I mean, Dead Mouse is a controversial character. generally, but he kind of has a point. You know what I mean? People don't go to appreciate the production and also the DJing skills of a lot of the artists in our scene as well. They're just there to party, drugs, content, that kind of thing, right?
But also, it's like dance music is arguably the biggest sound now.
Yeah.
But it's only become that when audiences that include influencers, that include people with a bit more money, deeper pockets, have truly kind of embraced it. And
yeah,
it comes with the success. Like, we can't complain now that it's the biggest genre in the world and it's so hot and complain about who's enjoying the music. It's just like, you're still profiting from it. You're still collecting royalties. You know what I mean? Like, there's
yeah.
It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one.
I'm also wondering how, like on that topic, right? There's been a lot of moments, especially high Ibiza, just because I think it's, the most publicized. And you'll have like, really major celebrity names showing up for Black Coffee sets. I mean, we had Drake, I think Katy Perry, Naomi Campbell with Kind of Music.
Alicia Keys.
Travis Scott. Yeah, exactly. So I think those kind of moments as well are also contributing to that
mate,
I guess popularity. But I'm wondering how this season in Ibiza is going to go as well. Will it be the same? Are we going to have even more of that or less? I'm not sure. I don't know.
I think it's going to be the craziest summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's going to be the craziest summer. From Ibiza to Mykonos, Saint-Tropez.
Yeah.
Bodrum. Like, I think it's going to be insane. Are you planning on doing Ibiza this year?
I mean, I'm coming for your set, right? That's the plan.
Make sure, bro. Make sure we've got hotels planned out.
Yeah.
Itinerary. Like, it's.
No, I gotta make it. The thing with me is that my whole thing right now is that I would be traveling a lot more this summer, but we've got the World Cup here in North America, Oof. Toronto. Toronto is a participant city, and I want to be here for that core World Cup.
Canada's in it.
Canada's in the World Cup, man. But yeah, so we got a few games in Toronto.
There's like 100 teams. There's like 100 countries this year. So
isn't it like 8 weeks? This World Cup is like really long as well,
bro. It's like at least 6 weeks. Yeah, it's long.
Yeah, it's a lot. So I want to be here for the World Cup, and then after that, it's gonna be toward the end of summer, August. So September, gonna hopefully be joining you out there, but. I mean, Ibiza's back. We got IMS this weekend, which means the season officially starts. Yeah. High Ibiza's opening party is actually this Saturday. And then
what's on the lineup there? Do you know?
Yeah, there's quite a few names. Joseph Capriati, Skepta's playing, Martinez Brothers, East End Dubs, Delilah, Dan Shake. There's a few names here. Look at that. Okay, so for this opening party, 14th release of tickets, 170 euros just to get in for the opening party. Isn't that crazy?
At High.
At High, yeah.
What about Universe? What's Universe doing?
Let's take a look. Universe. And then, yeah, like, I mean, while we look that up, opening party this week, and then it means the following weekend, Black Coffee's residency starts again.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Sold out. Everything's sold out. Universe. Now it's like 6th release, 140 euros to get in.
Wow.
Coffee, Camelfat, Cal Cox. Damn.
Yeah, Coffee's playing Universe opening. Yeah, I see that. Special event.
Damn.
I know.
Missing out. I think we need to start releasing 4 times a week, bro. To make enough money. I mean, Black Coffee's High lineup announcement. What did you think? I mean, do you think that Black Coffee has outgrown High now? Do you think, because it felt like this year he was the last one to announce, right? He was definitely like one of the last ones to announce
for High, yeah, one of the last, yeah,
right.
Look, that.
How many more years do you think he'll stay at High?
I'm gonna be honest, man. For this one, I really think it all depends on opportunity. right? So if something bigger and better comes along for Black Coffee, then I'm sure he's going to take it. But, I think
Obviously.
high is part of his brand, and it has been for a long time. So I think for him to make that shift, and also for the brand of high, it goes both ways, right? Saturdays with Black Coffee in Ibiza has kind of been a mainstay and a staple for island goers for the longest time. But I don't think he'll go anywhere else unless, it's bigger venue. But then where does he go? Where can he go?
But I'll tell you what, guys, like, Afro House for me is made for like smaller rooms, intimate, when it's a sexy sound.
Yeah.
Like, that's where it's best felt. That's where like those moments are really like intimate and you just feel the energy. Like,
yeah,
Afro House and Afro Tech is like perfect for like high is not it's not a small room, but it's made for that, right? It's made for this kind of atmospheric, deep, and you can kind of get sweaty, touchy feely, and you just feel everything. Like Afro House is perfect for that.
Yeah.
That's why to me it makes sense for him to stay at high. What is the capacity of high? 5, 6, 7? Like, what's the capacity?
Let's look that up. We need like a Jamie, Joe Rogan's podcast. I'll be like, Jamie, look it up. I don't think it's
5.
as much as 5.
5?
5?
5.
Wow. That's a big room,
5,000
bro.
people in there. But the thing is, like, and I always get into arguments about high because it's so packed in there.
Yeah.
And he fills it out every Saturday. You can't move. It's sweaty. Unless you've got a nice spot that you've secured and you just know how to move. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. But Afro House is perfect, man. The bass, the sound system, the visuals. It's a perfect show. It's a perfect show every single Saturday. So it does make sense. So I do wonder if he goes to a bigger room, right? Massive room where people are not as dancey, they're not as feely, there's not as sexy, and there's not that energy. I'm not saying it's not gonna work, but it's different. It's different, bro. It's different. It's different.
I don't know, man. I just like, look, I haven't been, so you can tell me, man. Like, when you're in that kind of environment and it's just so packed, like, you can't really dance, let's be honest. You're just kind of like side to side, You
can't dance, right? How do I say this without getting in trouble?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, for a tall person like me, I always get into arguments because, the people behind me, they can't see shit, right? And they're just like, behind a tall person, you can't see anything, right? So I either like to be on the side or just be with my friends, and we don't have that issue. But man, the thing about high, although it's packed, there is still the element of like energy. Like the energy is contagious and you feel it and everybody's there.
Right.
It is good energy and people are good and there is that good atmosphere that Afro House always brings, right? People are just always happy and they're always ready for a good time. But yeah, it is packed. I mean, that's definitely something that you've got to keep in mind.
When you're in these clubs and it's, especially when it's super late, bro, it's like 3 a.m. and like it's so packed and some guy behind you is basically fucking like up your ass, more or less. It's just, I just can't do it anymore, bro.
But that's what it is, bro. It's like that times 10. Like it's.
Yeah. I mean, everyone who's been to high for Black Coffee has said the same thing. They're like, yeah, you have to do it, but it's a lot. It's a lot to manage. Right.
Listen, you get to a certain age where you're just like, I'm too old for this. I don't care. Like, you're just like, why am I doing this?
I want to go home.
No, listen, you get to a certain age where you're like, I want to go to Chinoa, which it's got that similar vibe, but the venue, I don't know, 3 times smaller or twice smaller. It's right. But Chinoa is amazing as well. Pasha is cool. I feel like Pasha is like a bit more kind of, it's smaller. But when I was there, I did felt like I could move around a bit better.
Yeah.
But no, listen, I'm interested to see how long he's gonna stay at high, because I think now it's what, over 10 years.
I think so. Yeah. I think this was like we need a fact check on this, but I think this is the ninth year.
We need a
I
fact
made a
checker,
post
guys.
about it.
If you, listen, anyone watching, anyone listening, if you want to be the fact checker of everyone is a DJ, let us know. Hit us up via DM.
Yeah.
Comment whenever, and yeah, we'll reach out to you. But in terms of the lineup, I'm not going to say usual suspects. He did include more variety in terms of sound.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of the similar names.
I think it's also part of the experience, right? Is that it's still super curated. You can say like, oh, it's usual. It's, there are some similar names, but I think like he's already perfected that selection. And I don't think you need to fix what isn't broken, actually. I think big fan. Is there anyone you would want to see on his lineup that he didn't add?
Everyone's there, bro. Everybody's there. Like, from my favorite DJs, Shimza, Kitty is there. Frankie Rizzardo there?
Oh, good question.
I'm a big Frankie Rizzardo fan.
He's tough. Frankie Rizzardo goes hard.
He's tough. I think John Summit might be on there, bro.
Oh, speaking of John Summit, he actually dropped an album last week. I listened to it. I'm not a big John Summit guy, but I had to give it a listen to see what all the hype was about.
What's it looking like?
Yeah, it's like, look, there are a couple songs I like, but for the most part, it's not really my thing.
Let me just double check. So Black Coffee, is John Summit on there? Black.
You know who I'd like to see on the lineup one time? I don't know if it would work because it's a different kind of sound, but I'd love to see a Kid Funk play high. Do you think it would work? That deep house, that really deep house.
It's interesting. No. I don't think.
Not an Ibiza sound.
I mean, listen, Kid can definitely do it, but yeah, I don't know, man. Do I see the Stay True Sounds track at high at 1, 2 a.m.?
No, it would have to be earlier.
Sorry, I lied. John Summit is not on the lineup. Yeah, Liver K. Who else? Mira. Shout out to Mira. Manu. Yeah, Manu.
Yeah.
Sona, man. We haven't seen Sona out and about in a while, yeah?
I think, he's been a bit quiet.
Vanko's on the lineup. Who made who? Another.
That's big.
Another is on there. And Les, Jamie, Guy Gerber, Jimmy Jules, of course, Laulu, Mahmoud Oran. We're happy. I'll be there maybe twice this year.
Okay.
Potentially twice this year. Yeah, man, I'm gonna have fun this summer. I've been working. I feel like every day I'm just working, bro. I'm just like, I can't wait for like, just
tell me about it, man.
Come up for air. But when you're grinding, when you're just building stuff and you're full of ideas and you just want to make things work, like even now, I'm getting to a point where I don't want to have to rely on DJ gigs. And I don't want to have to rely on someone to email me or call my phone and text me to say, like, that has to be like a nice to have with gigs and all that stuff. So that's why for me, it's just like, got to make things happen.
Diversification, my friend. That's the key to everything.
Guys, a bit shorter than usual, but hope you enjoyed episode 16. Everyone is a DJ. Of course, please follow us on Instagram. We will clip up some videos and some conversations in this podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please leave a review on Spotify. We are at 15 reviews or ratings. Yeah, let's get that number up if you can. If you've got a few seconds to spare, Go on Spotify. Everyone is a DJ, and yeah, leave a 5-star if you can.
All right, guys. Yeah. Again, let us know in the comments. Any conversation topics you want us to cover. Any guests you want to have on. This is Everyone is a DJ. Thank you for listening.
Peace.
Peace.